It's not just the non-doms. I'm talking about my daughter. I've got 3 daughters. The middle one I'm talking about, she's 23. She's she did a psychology degree in Nottingham-Trent. She's done a master's, and she's going to go heading out to Australia again. She's been applying for lots of jobs, and you get the normal AI response after 1 minute, having done a 3-hour application. And yes, so she's quite upset by this country now. And
what does she say? What are the reasons that she gives, James?
One that she's just so despondent about doing all these applications, spending a long time doing them, and getting no one speaking to her, just an AI response after 10 seconds saying you're not suitable for the roles. So she's looked around. She now has felt that she doesn't want to do just temporary 0-hour contract roles. She deserves a lot more. We're one of those people we've fought tooth and nail with her through private education and sacrificed a lot. That's a different story. But yes, so I feel she's now very sad, but I think she's going to take her attitude elsewhere.
What a shame. What about, lastly, her peers, her friends of roughly the same age? Does she say, oh, you're not going to believe it, but Craig's just decided to leave, or Lucy's just decided to leave, or whoever it might be?
Well, unfortunately, yes, out of her peer group, Nick, a lot are heading overseas. So they're all in that same boat. They're all bright young people, and there's only very few that I feel are going to stay here.
Just the sort of people we need to retain, not be saying farewell to.
It's very sad.
Yeah, it is. And obviously you're going to miss it as Australia.
OK, Nick, very briefly, if you're a millionaire or billionaire, it makes sense to uproot sticks and go somewhere where you're going to save some tax credits. Now, if you're just a working man, I've lived abroad, I travelled to France, Germany, Italy extensively all the time. And if you're a working man, it's the same old, same old. I talk to people all the time I'm abroad. They're moaning about the same things, about immigration, about the boats, about the governments, the left wing, the right wing, the housing costs, the education, the NHS, the hospitals. So really, Nick, it's a fallacy. And let me tell you, if you want to do business...
I don't know if that's true of countries such as Dubai and Australia and possibly New Zealand, Kevin.
Yeah, but Nick, you don't go to Dubai. A painter and decorator doesn't go to Dubai, Nick. I'm saying if you've got millions, you go to Dubai. I would go to Dubai. Right. But if you're just a working man, do not think, Nick. And if you're trying to get business done in Europe, let me tell you, you can get nothing done in Italy, France and Germany. It takes double the time it does. There's no country like the UK for business, for commerce and for living, Nick.
Why are young people leaving then, Kevin?
Well, because they're on a pipe dream, Nick, like I was when I was young, when I moved abroad. So I couldn't wait. After 5 years, I ran back to the UK with my tail between my legs.
Where had you gone to?
It's a pipe dream. I was in Spain, doing business in Spain.
And it just didn't work out for you?
It's impossible to get things done. You can't start business before 10 in the morning. Nobody gets up. It's a total different, I'm up and ready at 5:30 to do business. No one answers the phone. Nick, believe me, it's a pipe dream. Rents, rates, immigration, all the problems that everyone's moaning about in this country are all over France, Italy, Germany. It's a pipe dream.
So lastly, your message to young people thinking of leaving would be what, Kevin, in a sentence, having tried it yourself as a younger man?
I would say just stay where you are, where you've got some kind of recourse and some kind of help, and just try and make a go of it in this country.
I've been listening quite avidly to this story, and I was reading it on the news yesterday, actually.
Oh, yes.
But whilst I was driving, I was compelled, actually, to pull over. Because it occurred to me, people are calling and giving the same reasons for wanting to leave the UK as people that are wanting to come here. People are talking about, sort of struggling with the financial situation here, looking for a better life, wanting to go to work in other countries, whilst at the same time, people are complaining about...
but we don't get a free hotel room when we rock up to Dubai, Bianca.
Well, the thing is that not everybody that is coming here is in that situation.
No, not everyone.
Everybody that is coming into the UK to work.
But 30,000 people who've come across on dinghies are costing us £7 million a day.
And that's a problem, and that is a big problem that the government needs to get a hold of, for sure. What my point is that people will always want to move for a better life, no matter what reasons, that they have. If our country in the UK is failing us, citizens, by providing, an easier and better system or an easier and better life by a route that people can exploit, So people coming in here and suddenly being given accommodation, and I know it doesn't always happen like that, but the system is designed in a way that it is so flawed and it is so easy to exploit that it is encouraging people who are not looking for work but looking for just an easy way out. Then that's the problem that we need to pick up the government.
Well, they're trying. I think that Shabana Mahmood would say what I'm trying to with my reforms of the migration system.
They're saying it now, but the only reason they're saying it now is because it has. Now people think that everyone that comes into the UK is an illegal immigrant or a migrant looking for an easy way out. No, a lot of people are actually coming to do hard work, jobs that people in the UK don't want to do, and so are leaving to go abroad to look for different options. And I think that we need to have a sort of a holistic discussion about sort of immigration into the UK and think about why.
What is a holistic discussion? What does it mean?
Well, holistic means
I know the word, but in terms of the word discussion.
Yeah, no, I mean in terms of the discussion. Why is it so easy? The problem is not the people coming. It's the system that has been designed in a way that encourages. It's actually ridiculous, Nick. People are so encouraged to come here because of the system here that has just been designed to be exploitable.
Right.
And we're not pulling the government up on that. In fact, we're attacking. Well,
do you not think, again, our reference to the Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, would say, but Bianca, that's exactly what I've been doing all this week with these new proposals, is what she would say to you, I think.
She's doing it now with these proposals. These are just proposals. We've had, I've lived, I was born here and I went abroad and came back in my teens, and this was 30 years ago. And I have seen the changes that are happening in England to, just in our society, on the streets. The government is culpable. It's their fault. It's, all of the governments, previous governments who are...
Yes, I think we need to say that you are right. Of course, what's happening now is this government's fault, but we can't let the Conservatives go, of course, after 14 years. Bianca, thank you. Please excuse me moving on, letting you go. It's to move on and get more calls. Dave's in Portsmouth. Dave, your story. This is someone else who's... One of your children's leaving the country, is that right?
Well, over 10 years ago, Nick, it's a real success story, and I'd like to tell you and all your listeners. My daughter said once to me after she graduated in law and worked in London, there's no point working because at the end of the month you hardly get any money left after paying all your bills. I said, well, loads of people have that. But then a few months later, she started applying to go to Australia, and she got the visa. And this is incredible because...
She's a solicitor, is she, or a barrister? What does she do?
Well, she's a solicitor now.
Right.
But she was a law graduate at age 21 at the time.
Yeah.
And then what she did is she got this working visa where she just had 12 months, and then you have to go back. But she was liking it so much in Melbourne. She then got a teacher training course allocated.
Right.
That's another 2-year visa. And then she got permanent residency, and these cost thousands of dollars, these visas, and loads of questions are asked, including me and my ex-wife. And then she got this citizenship where you get the Australian passport. She's got a mortgage, she's got her own place, she's got the Australian bank, Australian credit card, and she's loving it. And I've been there 3 times, been over there. And
is there anything she misses about the UK, lastly, Dave?
Does obviously family and friends, but when she reads the news, like Sky News and things like that, she thinks, well, thank God I'm in Australia.
Which city is she in, did you say? Sorry? Which city is she in?
Oh, she started to go to Sydney. She went to Sydney initially, not knowing one person, no job, no accommodation, as a 24-year-old, and now she's in Melbourne, married.
Okay. Give her my best wishes. It's a sensational country. I'm fortunate to have spent some time down there. And funny enough, I think I was there when I was about 24 as well. Very close to. It's an amazingly welcoming country. It's an absolute blast.
There's a massive inequality in the distribution of wealth. It's not as though we're a poor country and we can't afford these things.
Yeah,
but we could actually afford to fund the national health. We could afford to.
No, we couldn't. No, we couldn't.
Yes, we could afford it.
No, we couldn't.
Because there's enough wealth in the country to actually afford that if we really wanted to.
No, there isn't. The National Health Service, as it is currently constituted, is unsustainable. No one will ever say that, but it's a fact. And people like me should have to pay to see a doctor. It's quite simple. I don't know, 20 quid or whatever it might be. That's the only way this is going to work.
Well, I don't know whether I agree with that, but my basic point is that we're totally awash with wealth in this country.
You said that twice, but there's per capita. America, the United States, is much wealthier, Stephen, but it doesn't work there either, sir.
Yes, so there's something fundamentally wrong with the way...
Well, there's no point going to the communist idea, because you go to China, which is a massive economy, and you've got people there living on $1 a week. So that principle doesn't work either.
Yes, it just shows that there is a massive inequality. And when people start saying you can't tax the rich anymore because they're going to run away and all of that, and we need to rely on the trickle-down economy. I'm old enough to remember Maggie Thatcher's trickle-down economy theory. But we get bigger crumbs.
But does it not bother you that 16,500 millionaires have left the country this year? Think of the tax they've taken with them. Does that not bother you?
Yes, I agree with all of that, but I still think the UK is a brilliant country to live in.
I agree.
And we just need to enhance our public services